This comment's not technically directed, or this video is not technically directed at you. It's directed at the chiropractor that we've been talking to in the videos. So we saw Ben, third-year med student. Congrats, by the way, med. Hope your Ben. Hope your clinicals go well this year. Hope everything goes well for you. Learn a lot, and I really appreciate what you do on here. I am not a doctor, but I am a patient. I am a chronic pain patient, a back pain patient. I go to neurology, psychiatry. I go to primary care. I go to endocrinology. I am a patient. And the one thing that I always trust when that person has DNP, MD, DO after their name is that they have done research and figured something out. For example, like I went to my primary care and endocrinology. They're kind of the same. And I said, hey, I want to take progesterone. I looked into some research. I can't really find it, but anecdotally, my friends say it does this, this, and this. What do you think? And she said, yeah, there isn't really much research, but anecdotally, I can also say that my patients do this, this, and this. Obviously, anecdotally is not a scientific study, but when I'm hearing it anecdotally and she's hearing it anecdotally for the patients, and we know that the risk is minimal, we're willing to take that risk. But what we were not willing to do, because I went to her initially for my back, and I said, hey, listen, this is what's going on. My back hurts. I got real bad pain. So she prescribed me prednisone. She prescribed me a muscle relaxer and said, go to ortho, probably get you into physical therapy, all that. What she didn't do was say, go to a chiropractor and get your back cracked, because she knew that would probably make it worse. What I did on my own for relief was when I was sitting in a chair where you could like crack your own back, I would lean back and my back would crack and it would feel good. But after talking to my physical therapist and working through that I needed my back to be in extension because I'd been forward in flexion too much, I learned that, oh, it wasn't the crack that made my back feel better. It was moving my back into extension and getting my back there. And by doing that, it allowed me to have a little bit less pain, a little bit more function. And then, of course, going through the actual physical therapy allowed me to just make sure that everything worked right. And with that, it was something that was very, very good for me. But if I had gone to a chiropractor, the chiropractor would have probably just laid me on a table and said, do spinal decompression, and then gave me a ring dinger or something. And it would have been like, what is this doing? And then, knowing my luck, I would have had a vertebral artery dissection and an internal decapitation, and I would have died, just knowing my luck. There is literally no science behind chiropractic. There's the one guy on here, Aaron Kubas, Dr. Chiropractic, who is essentially what he does is physical therapy. He doesn't do chiropractic. He doesn't do the clicky tool. He doesn't do the crack back or anything like that. And I respect the chiropractors that do evidence-based practice. What I don't respect is when they show you an x-ray and the guy's just constipated and say it's inflammation.